After my wife and I had 3 kids, we wanted nothing more than to get out of the city. We had 3 that were very close together. So we had a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 2-year-old. And we wanted nothing more than to leave the city because it's hard to raise children in the city. There's safety issues, and there's how do you navigate, and you're getting in the car, out of the car all the time just to go anyplace. Or worse, getting on the bus with 3 little ones, and a stroller and a diaper bag, and it's just. So the city is, from some respects, just a hard place to live. But that is not my perspective anymore in terms of how I see the city. I see the city as a place that God is just dynamically at work in the most dangerous corner of the city, the darkest place, the most broken place. It is amazing to go there and to see God at work. And to see the city not so much as a hellhole to be afraid of, to run away from, or perhaps to rescue on a short-term missions trip or on the weekend, but rather to find the image of the glory of God on display through those who are His people, who are there. And in America, we have this privilege of going to those most lonely places and finding brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, very often living in destitute circumstances, but they're there and they know and love the Lord. And so it's a place to dynamically embrace, as Jeremiah wrote to the Israelites in chapter 29 and verse 7. It says, "Seek the peace of the city, and in the peace of the city, and pray to the Lord on its behalf. For in its peace you will find your own." And that's just an amazing thing, because what it says, there is a double entendre in this idea of seeking peace. You go into the city, and often we come to bring that peace. We believe that as believers in Jesus Christ, we go into the city because the city doesn't have the peace, and we have to bring it there. And what we find is that first of all, there is actually, God is already at work there. And so in addition to us as believers bringing the hope of the gospel, we find that through this place that we thought was hopeless, God brings hope into our own lives as He changes our perspectives about so many things, about our own usefulness as members of the body of Christ, about our own ability to trust Him in difficult circumstances. You find people trusting God and praying to Jesus like you just wouldn't believe, with joy and with peace, and with a sense of humor in the city that, in my experience, is very often difficult to see or difficult to find in suburban and more wealthy communities.